50 Shades of Hades. This is the family tree, bro. The only possible major god would be Demeter. You could argue Hestia, but Hestia really wasn't considered that. Like, so the only you can look up siblings of Olympians.
Today I'm going to show you the...
Bro, this is actually really cool. I'm gonna watch this later. This looks awesome. This guy breaks down like every single god. Dude, I'm gonna watch this later. This would be sick. This is a good video. It looks good at least. Save later. This is super cool. This guy did like an breakdown of like all. So this is who I think should be the major god for Atlanteans, Chaos. He's even ahead of Gaia and like Kronos. Could be Erebus as well, but I think Erebus should be a minor god for Chaos. I don't know who this is. I've never seen this. Ananki? Destiny. I've never heard of this before. There's Uranus right here. Kronos, Rhea. Oh, here's the monsters. Dude, how is this not in the game? Typhonus or Typhon should literally be... How is this not in the game? Typhon would be the coolest shit in the game, bro. I think that should be a myth unit for Chaos. You could also have this, Edshida. I don't know if you guys know what Typhon is. Let me show you guys. I love mythology. It's so fucking cool. It's literally the king of all the monsters. This guy is a fucking menace. He's just a massive fucker with like a million, like... He's kind of like a Hydra, but like on steroids. It's kind of hard to explain. It's like this is what some depict it like this. Typhon. He's like a huge, like, he's basically like a human titan, massive fucker with all these heads sprouting off of him. That's usually how it's depicted. Yeah, like this. It's literally fucking Satan, bro. Like, look at this thing. Father of all monsters. Imagine this as a unit, bro. How sick would that be? Or like a titan. This should be like a titan or something. I don't know how it's not a titan. I don't know. I don't know how you do it, because Typhon would like seem so OP. He's like the father of everything, of all the monsters. Look at this thing, bro. He should be what your Wonder Age Titan is for Greeks. Yeah, that could be. It could be a myth unit for Chaos. Maybe, dude, wait. Yeah, you know what? That should be a myth unit for Chaos. Now that I think about it, Chaos should have this as his myth unit. His Mythic Age myth unit. His Mythic Age myth unit should be like so fucking strong. Like a huge fucker. Like almost like a mini Titan, bro. I think that'd be cool. He could be a GP. Oh, that's a good idea. A god power. That's actually a great idea, Walk Rule. Because there's no god powers. It's just like a huge monster. That'd be really cool. Like he like sprouts from the ground and he's like ready to fuck. He like, because the lore is that Zeus stopped Typhon and his Olympian brothers by burying him under like a mountain or something. So maybe he just like sprouts out of the ground and just like starts fucking up shit. How dope would that be? Now that I think about it, it should be a mythic god power, I think. That'd be super cool. Yeah, it's Demeter and Hestia. That's what I was saying, 50 Shades of Hades. But the problem with Hestia is Hestia really wasn't known to like be involved with politics. Like she wasn't considered an Olympian. She just kind of tended to the fire. So I think she should be a minor god for Demeter. That's the best way to do it. Demeter was a lot more involved. So it would be this is the perfect world. It would be Demeter as the major god, Persephone and Hestia as both minor gods, and then one more. I don't know what the third. Let me look it up. There's like one more that I was thinking about. I think it should be the all-female squad, bro. I'm gonna say it. It should be the all-female squad. It should have Athena. It should have Aphrodite as the other options. It should have Artemis, as the other option for Mythic Age, and should have Persephone for the other option for Mythic Age. Like, dude, that would be sick. Just the all female fucking goated squad. That'd be cool, actually. Typhon could be a minor god. And he's not a god though, he's a monster. That's the difference. Like he's a myth unit.
Jason and the Argonaut.
They have the Chimera here. I don't know what this is. Two-headed dog owned by the giant Geryon. Orthrus. They have the Hydra, obviously. They have the Sphinx. Body of a lion, face of a moon. It's funny because the Sphinx is considered a Greek mythology, but it's also Egyptian. The Scylla. But I'm surprised Sirens are in the game. I don't know how Sirens would work though. Now that I think about it, Medusa should technically be a hero. Cause she's like the hero of, cause like Polyphemus is technically like Polyphemus is a hero because it should be called Gorgons. There's only one Medusa, you know what I mean? That's why it's a little bit of a glitch. Because you can train numerous Medusas, which doesn't make any sense. There's only one Medusa. But whatever. Because Polyphemus shouldn't be a hero then. He's a monster, right? I think Medusa should be a hero, but whatever. Okay, let's keep going through. They already have all these. Old Man of the Sea. There's so much cool shit, bro, in mythology. It's funny. They're supposed to be called. Everyone's called them Cyclopses, but they're really Cyclopes. When I heard that for the first time, that blew my mind. It's pronounced Cyclopes. I'm pretty sure, plural. Cyclops or Cyclopes, Cyclopes. Thanatos would be cool. Yeah, but this is weird. I took a mythology class in college just because as one of my electives. I learned a lot actually. Persephone 100% should be. She's literally the queen of the underworld. I don't know how she's not a major god for, or a minor god for Hades. Yeah, this is why I was saying Demeter. These are all the Olympians. These are the only possible major gods you can have. So what they could do, if they're planning on having more than one god pack per pantheon, they could have Demeter and Hestia as two different major gods. But I don't think that's what they're going to do. I think they're going to have one god pack per pantheon is my guess, which I think would be dope. I think that's plenty. If they have 4 gods per pantheon, I'll be very happy. I just think it makes no sense just to have the Norse have 4 gods. That just doesn't make any sense. I mean, would it be cool to have 5 for each? Sure, but that might be pushing it. That might be too many gods. But I think Demeter should 100% be. She's the goddess of the harvest, so it could be kind of like a like economic version of Greeks, like super heavy economy, kind of like Raw. Hermaphrodites is major god for LGBTQ representation. Oh my god. Zeus's male lover and cupbearer. Ganymede. Damn, Zeus fucked everything, including males, bro. Zeus literally impregnated the whole world. Just fucks everything. Pride. This is a really cool chart right here. Goddess of justice. Her name is Dyke. The goddess of justice is named Dyke. Horus? This isn't Horus. That's Egyptian mythology. It says Hore. Hours. Hours. I think it should be Demeter. Goddess of youth, cupbearer. Oh, this is a big one of Hebe as well. Yeah, I remember Hebe. It should be Demeter, Persephone, Hestia, and then one more. I don't know what the last one would be. It should be the goddess of peace, irony. Persephone makes the most sense. It's the daughter of Demeter. So Persephone 100%. I think that would be the mythic age. She's the queen of the underworld. She should be the mythic age god. Triton should be a major god as well. I don't know why Triton isn't a major god for Poseidon. My little brother was telling me about Triton. He sounds really, really cool. He should be a major god for Poseidon. I don't know why he's not. And in reality, how it really should be for major gods, it should be Zeus with Hera. It should be Persephone with, if they want to do like this, Persephone with Hades, because that's the queen. And then you have Triton, which is like his son. You could even do the goddess of the sea as well. This, I don't know how to pronounce this. But a lot of potential here. Hades is dating Zeus's daughter? No. Persephone wasn't Zeus's daughter. Persephone is the daughter of Demeter. But who was the wife of, who was the husband of Demeter though? Oh wait, no, you are right. Fuck. Never mind. I didn't even realize. Wait, Demeter and Zeus are a couple? That's funny, bro. Wait, Persephone, parents. Zeus has side chick, I guess. Yeah, Zeus just owns everybody, bro. She or he just he's fucked everything. Zeus fucked loads of girls on the side, and Hades had to raise the bastard children. Yeah. Well, I mean, Hades isn't raising Persephone. That's his wife. He's just fucking the offspring of Zeus and Demeter. Hades isn't really a cuck. I don't know. He's fucking the offspring of Zeus and Demeter. It's not raising his child because it's their. Amount of incest in Greek mythology is crazy. I mean, it's also it's in everything, bro. It's in Egyptian mythology as well. I mean, because how else are you supposed to reproduce early on when you only have like 5 people? To be fair, right? If you only want to reproduce with other gods, how are you supposed to reproduce? Right? And I think the idea too was because they're gods. That there's no problem with incest because they're perfect. There's no mutations or whatever you call it. That was the reasoning at least. Nemesis was not daughter of Nyx and Erebus, be fit for a major god. Eros, that should be a minor god for chaos. Yeah, war cool. I know I agree with you, but the problem is that would create then like demigods, right? That's where like demigods come from, right? We're like half mortal, half god. And so if you want to create a full god, you need to have basically incest. Here's a oh, they're gonna take me out of contest. I'm not justifying incest. I'm just saying it makes sense for fucking Greek mythology because where else are they supposed to reproduce from? I think Hercules is the coolest Greek hero. Hercules and Odysseus. Yeah, yeah, Odysseus for sure. I mean, think about it. There's only who are you supposed to reproduce with? If this is all that's left in the whole world, there's only Zeus, Hera, Demeter, Poseidon, Hades, Hestia, and right. Who are you supposed to have sex with, bro, to reproduce? Explain. Would they have Kratos in here? They have literally, could literally have Kratos as one of the minor gods as well. Titan god of war, Pallas. Pandora could be cool. The first woman. Okay, let's think about Atlantean now. So Atlantean would be a little bit earlier. They're like the primordials, right? So they'd be like up here. I think it would be chaos.
Gods here at the top that don't really fit anywhere on the tree.
Well, this guy has a really cool channel. All right, I'm gonna watch this actually now. I'm interested. Then I'll play some games.
We're going to start up here with the first generation of gods, the
Dude, these all look so cool.
primordial gods, who
For a
according
major
to
god
some
for Atlantean?
sources, are said to have been born out of chaos.
Yeah.
These include Eros.
Chaos is the first god, bro. I remember this on a quiz question. It was who are the five primordials, and then it's this. Was it five or six? I don't think she included. I don't remember. I think it was who was five. I don't think chaos was included. It was like these.
Primordial gods, who, according to some sources, are said to have been born out of chaos. These include
Chaos
Eros
is a god.
Elder, not to be confused with the younger Eros, whom the Romans called Cupid. Then we have Tartarus, the original god of the underworld. Gaia, mother.
So the thing that's confusing, and I understand why it's confusing, is Tartarus is a god, but also just like a location, right? So it's like Tartarus. It's like the pits of Tartarus, right? It's like a location, but as well as a god, right?
Earth, the most important of the primordial gods.
Tartarus is a god.
It's called Cupid. Then we have Tartarus, the original god of the underworld. Gaia, Mother Earth, the most important of the primordial gods. Erebus, god of darkness, and Nyx, god of...
Dude, dude, this is the easiest shit. You have Chaos as a major god. You then have Erebus as darkness. You have Nyx as night, right? So like I think Chaos should just be the polar opposite of Oranos. Right? He should be about like blinding your opponent. Like you can't see shit. The god powers maybe is like you literally like turn off the mini map and your whole map you lose line of sight or something. I think could be really cool. A lot of potential.
Night. Now, there are two gods here at the top that don't really fit anywhere on the tree, being that they exist beyond space and time.
I don't think that's true. Kronos was born from that. This is not correct. I'm pretty sure Kronos was born from Gaia and Kronos' parents. Yeah, he was born from Uranus and Gaia. This is already incorrect. Come on, bro, get your shit correct. That's incorrect. 100%. Kronos' parents were Uranus and Gaia.
There's Cronus, Old Father Time, and Ananke, the
I don't know
goddess
who the
of
fuck this is.
destiny.
I've never heard of
confuse
Ananke.
This Cronus, spelt with a CH, with the Titan named Cronus.
Wait, what? They're the same thing.
Or C, whom we'll meet later. So the tree really starts from Gaia. From Gaia came three gods: the mountains, the sky, and the sea.
This guy's
named
wrong, bro.
Uria, Uranus, and Pontus.
Kronos, the Titan, and the god is the same thing. They're a Titan god, right? They're both one. I don't. It's the same exact
Take
thing.
note of the colors because I use them throughout.
They're called Titans, but they're all Titans are just gods before the Olympian gods, right? Does that make sense? They're all gods.
The chart. Green represents earth gods, light blue represents sky gods, and dark blue represents sea gods. Now, Gaia and Uranus actually became a couple, and from this
He doesn't have Kronos as oh wait, he might have it down
came the
here.
Cyclops, monsters with one big eye, the Hecatoncheires,
The Hecagigantes.
monsters with 50 heads and 100 arms, and most importantly, the 12 Titans.
Okay, so that's what he's saying. I don't agree with this, bro. The Kronos was. Wait a fucking second. Bro, am I wrong? I think I'm wrong, actually. Holy shit, I just learned something. So this is one Kronos. This is the other Kronos, like this is the god Kronos, right? Personification. Wait, god of the harvest. I don't understand the difference now. I'm confused.
But before we look at the Titans, let's look at the rest of the primordial gods. From Tartarus, the god of the underworld, comes several monsters, shown in brown, such as Cerberus, the three-headed dog that guards
This is a really
the
cool
gates
video.
of hell, the dragon from which Jason and the Argonauts stole the golden fleece, and the Sphinx, who had the face of a human, the body of a lion, and the wings of a bird. Some of the other famous monsters from Greek mythology came from Pontus, the original god of the sea. These include the Harpies, the Sirens, and the Gorgons. The most famous Gorgon was, of course, Medusa, who had snakes for her hair. One look at her face would turn anyone to stone. The descendants of Pontus also included the Graii. They are three gray witches who share an eye and a tooth and can see the future. Finally, from Pontus comes Nereus, another important sea god.
The Miss. It's literally the Mista, bro. Themis. Goddess of law and order.
Sometimes known as the Old Man of the
It's a
Sea.
goddess.
He's the father of the Nereids, a large group of female sea nymphs. The last group of beings that fall under the primordial category are those that came from Erebus and Nyx.
Oh, look at all these cool ass shit they could do. They could do like Nyx as a major god and do like all these as well. Like it really depends on what they want to do. I'm fine with whatever. You could do Nyx as a major, have Moros, Doom, Kurd, Violent Death, Thanatos. Like all this shit is viable.
These include Charon, the ferryman to the underworld, as well as several figures that are personifications of various concepts, such as death or sleep. Note that on this chart, whenever you see a black square, that means a god or creature that lived in the underworld. Whenever you see a red square, that means a god that is a personification of a particular concept and who doesn't really fit into a category such as earth, sky, sea, or underworld. Okay, so now it's time to look at the second generation of gods, the Titans. As I mentioned earlier, the Titans are the children of Gaia and Uranus, and there are 12 of them. Let's start over here on the left. First, we have Oceanus and Tethys, god of the ocean and goddess of the rivers. They take the place of Pontus in this second generation of gods and are the parents of the Oceanids. The Oceanids were a large group of sea goddesses, many of whom were the mothers of other important gods, which we'll get to later. Next, we have Hyperion, god of light, and Thea, goddess of the ether. From them, we get Helios, the original god of the sun, and Selene, the original goddess of the moon. The Roman names for these gods are the basis for our terms solar and lunar. At this point, I should note that some of the 12 Titans are grouped together as couples, but some are not. One that is not is Creus. He married a daughter of Pontus, and from them came Pallas, the original god of war. Pallas married Styx, and together they were the parents of Kratos. In recent years, Kratos has become well known because he shows up in the God of War video game series. He had a sister named Nike, who the famous shoe company is named after. We then get Cronus, god of the harvest, and Rhea, goddess of fertility. We'll come back to them in a second, but for now, note that in this generation, we get a couple for the sea, a couple for the sky, and a couple for the earth. The rest of the Titans include Themis, goddess of law and order, Iapetus, god of mortal life, Mnemosyne, goddess of memory, Coeus, the celestial axis, and Phoebe, a minor moon goddess. Out of these 5, Iapetus is perhaps the most important because he was the father of Atlas, the god who is often shown with a globe on his back, as well as Prometheus and Epimetheus, gods of foresight and hindsight. Prometheus is the god who created mankind, and
Prometheus is the good guy.
The first woman, Pandora. Whenever you see a purple box on this chart, that indicates that that person is either a mortal human or a demigod. Demigod meaning that that person had one parent who was a god and one parent who was a human. Let's go back to Cronus and Rhea. They are shown here in the middle because they are the king and queen of the gods in this second generation.
Prometheus.
Originally, Uranus and Gaia were the main gods, but according
Prometheus
to
gave the people fire.
they were replaced by Cronus and Rhea because of the following sequence of events. For some reason, Uranus didn't like the Hecatonchires and decided to banish them deep within the earth, which both hurt and angered Gaia. Gaia therefore made a giant sickle and asked the Titans to castrate Uranus. Cronus, who was actually the youngest of the Titans, was the only one brave enough to do so. He was successful, and from the blood of Uranus came the Furies, goddesses of vengeance, as well as several giants, the ash tree nymphs, and, according to some sources, Aphrodite. Because of this act, Cronus and his partner Rhea became the new king and queen of the gods. But foolishly, Cronus decided to banish the Hecatonchires just like his father had done, and therefore it was prophesied that one of Cronus's sons would eventually defeat him, just like he had defeated his father. Because of this, Cronus was scared of his children
Divine
and
succession.
decided to eat each of them as soon as they
That's the whole trend of Greek mythology, is this the divine succession, right? That's the whole purpose, is that like someone keeps coming along and overthrows the previous ruler, right? So it started with Uranus. Uranus was originally the ruler. You could say chaos, I guess, but not really. It was Uranus. Then it was Kronos, and then it was Zeus, and then Zeus was all supposed to be overthrown by Athena, but that never ended up happening.
were born. Cronus and Rhea had 6 children.
So it was, like I said, Uranus, then Kronos, Zeus then overtakes, and then the prophecy was that Zeus was going to get overthrown, but Zeus was the only one that never got overthrown. And if you played any of the God of War games, you would know that Zeus then also gets overthrown. They basically continue it, right? It's a never-ending cycle. Zeus then gets overthrown by Kratos.
These children would eventually become the third and
And then Jesus, amen.
known as the Olympians. The first 5 were all eaten by Cronus, but when the 6th child named Zeus was born, Rhea decided to play a trick on Cronus. She wrapped up a rock and gave it to Cronus instead of the baby. Cronus ate the rock thinking it was Zeus, and therefore Rhea was able to hide Zeus in a safe place until which time he was old enough.
So Rhea backstabbed
known as the
Kronos, and for good reason. I mean, that's their children. So Rhea was upset at his husband for eating all of the Olympians. So all of them were eaten except Zeus. Zeus was tricked, or Zeus wasn't given to Kronos. Rhea tricked Kronos.
Olympians. The first 5 were all eaten by Cronus, but when the 6th child named Zeus was born, Rhea decided to play a trick on Cronus. She wrapped up a rock and gave it to Cronus instead of the baby. Cronus ate the rock thinking it was Zeus, and therefore Rhea was able to hide Zeus in a safe place until which time he was old enough to launch a war against his father. That war was known as the Battle of the Titans, and as prophesied, Zeus was able to defeat Cronus, thus becoming the 3rd and final king of the gods. He also managed to cut open Cronus's stomach and release his brothers and sisters. He freed the Hecatonchires and instead imprisoned the Titans, making the Hecatonchires their guards. So let's take a closer look at the 6 children of Cronus and Rhea. First, there was Poseidon. Poseidon married one of the Nereids and became the new god of the sea. Demeter took over Cronus's role and became the goddess of the harvest. Zeus, of course, became king of the gods, but was also the new god of the sky, and in particular the god of thunder. He married his sister Hera, who became queen of the gods and was the goddess of women. There was also Hades, who became the new god of the underworld, and Hestia, who became the goddess of the hearth.
So, like I said before, the only 2 plausible options for major gods for Greeks is Hestia and Demeter. You could have, if they're gonna do 5 major gods, that they could do both, but I think Demeter is the better option. Hestia really didn't do much.
Just like
Demeter
there
was a
are
lot more
12
involved.
main titans, there are also 12 main Olympians. But because there are only 6 original siblings, some of Zeus's children are also included in order to come up with the number 12. In fact, Hades is not included in the 12, so there are actually 7 of Zeus's children who are considered to be main Olympians, so that we get that perfect number 12. So first there's Athena, goddess of wisdom,
Athena's
from which
based.
the city of Athens takes its name. She was the daughter of Zeus with his first wife Metis, one of the Oceanids. Then, with his wife Hera, Zeus had Hephaestus, god of fire, and Ares, god of war. Fourth, we get Aphrodite, the goddess of love and beauty. According to some sources, she's the daughter of Zeus, but according to others, she was born out of the sea when Uranus was castrated. Fifth is Hermes.
Aphrodite was created off of Uranus's dick, basically, in the ocean. Basically, Uranus's dick flew in the ocean, or was floating in the ocean, and then the foam magically turned into Aphrodite.
Son of Zeus and Maya, who was a
Greek
daughter of
mythology is fucking
Athens.
weird, bro, but it's interesting.
Hermes is the messenger of the gods and is the one with the wings on his helmet. He also serves many other roles, though, and because of this, he's considered both an earth god and a sky god. Finally, we have Apollo and Artemis, the new god of the sun and goddess of the moon. Their mother was Leto, daughter of Coeus and Phoebe. Apollo was also the god of medicine and the arts, and Artemis was also the goddess of hunting. So those 7, together with the 5 up here, comprise the 12 main Olympian gods. Now, as you've probably noticed, there are a lot of
Actually, that makes sense why pretty thoughts crave dick. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong.
gods on this chart, and I've been skipping over some of the minor ones. But let me take the time to point out a few more before we go. Most of these are considered to be the various children of Zeus by lots of different females, both goddesses and mortal women. So there's Persephone, daughter of Zeus and Demeter. She was kidnapped by Hades and made the queen of the underworld. Then there's Dike, the goddess of justice. She has a blindfold across her eyes, and you can often see statues of her standing in front of courthouses. There's also the Muses, daughters of Zeus and Mnemosyne. They were goddesses who inspired musicians and artists. Then by mortal women, we have Perseus, after whom Percy Jackson from the Rick Riordan books is named.
I love those books. I ain't gonna lie. I grew up reading those. Perseus killed Medusa, found her. Okay.
And of course, Heracles, perhaps the greatest of all the Greek heroes. Finally, when it comes
Hercules is the goat of heroes.
to the children of Zeus, we cannot forget Dionysus, god of wine, and as such, one of the more popular gods in the Greek pantheon. Sometimes he's considered one of the 12 main Olympians in place of Hestia. There are a few more gods I'd like to point out. The first is Eros, known to the Romans as Cupid. He was the son of Ares and Aphrodite and is usually
God of
portrayed
love.
as a baby holding a bow and arrow.
Yeah.
It is said that whoever he hits with his arrow will fall in love with the next person they see. Aphrodite also had a child with Hermes, aptly named Hermaphrodites, who was neither male or female. And finally, Hermes had a son named Pan, who looks like a fawn and is the god of shepherding.
What the
although
fuck?
in other sources he existed long before Zeus himself. So, like I said, there are a lot of other characters on this chart.
Dude,
that
look
I
how
did
cool
not
that
have
is.
time to mention.
I want to get this like printed out, bro. This looks dope. I want this. I want this as like a poster. Can I order this from this guy? Oh, buy the chart. I'll buy it. That's sick, bro. I'll put this in the background on my stream. Thoughts? Oh, that'd be pretty cool.
But hopefully this video has given you a general overview of the Greek mythology family tree and how the main Greek and Roman gods are related. Once again, if you'd like to buy the poster version of the chart, you can head
This
over
guy
to
got
my
hella
website,
money from this, bro.
usefulcharts.com.
I'll buy it.
If you find history,
How
genealogy,
big
and
is this?
monarchies interesting, be sure to subscribe to the channel.
Oh shit, it's a big ass
Check
poster.
the playlists, you'll find that I have videos covering the family trees of famous dynasties from all
This
over
is super
the world.
cool.
And to see what else I'm up to,
Oh, they have the
follow me
Egypt
on
as well. We
Twitter
could go through
or
Egypt.
Instagram.
Oh, well, this would be really cool
Thanks for
too.
watching.
I'm gonna post this on video. That was actually really interesting. I'm gonna do a breakdown. Like that was really cool. I do like Egyptian and Norse next. I like this guy's YouTube channel. Dope. All right, let's play some games. So that's what's interesting is that Atlantean is really just Greek mythology, right? So Atlanteans is just basically the gods before Greeks. The only thing that's kind of confusing to me is that. So this is why it doesn't really make sense to me is that Kronos is a Titan but also a god. There's two different people. I thought they were always one. I guess it just depends on the interpretation. Atlanteans are spicy Greeks, basically. Let's watch Eggy. Do you guys want to watch another one? Let's play AOM and I'll watch that in the future. I haven't subscribed to him. We'll do a breakdown of Egyptians next time and then we'll do Norse. And then we can even do China. Once China, I wonder if that guy has China. Let me see. This guy has to have Egypt. So he has Egyptian. Let's see if he has. So this guy's a huge breakdown of charts. This is really cool.